Howdy, everyone. Oh, let's do this because I'm all dark. I want to be dark. Look at this, like all like dark and stuff. Who wants to be dark? All righty then. We are doing work on Geekway Homes today. So I was supposed to have done last night and then didn't. Because we've got some fixes that need to be done to our existing Geekway Homes things. Good morning, Brent. We'll switch over to you. So we're working today on Nate's card. I've got a new headshot for him. So we've got this markedly tighter and closer headshot, which is what he had requested. And his old one, which was this one, he'd rather have something a little bit more obviously smaller. Good heavens. We have oversized this by a lot. There we go. I was like, "You gonna wear that shirt?" And he's like, "It's not gonna matter." Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And it does not, in fact, matter. Morning. Good morning. I'm just going to put a white box behind him temporarily so that I can at least remember where the heck I'm supposed to put this white box. At least figure out what we're doing with him. Says Brent. Hello. All right. I'm gonna trim this down. He's not wrong. I mean, like, he's definitely. It didn't matter what shirt he was wearing. Okay. That's next week. Nobody's on spring break yet. There we go. Yeah, but your daughter is your problem, not my problem. She is a terror. Oh, there is no music. It didn't start. Let's try this again. Start music. Well, that's me better. That has not worked at all. So he's like, take that off. That hasn't worked. Okay, not a problem. I need his new logo. Okay. All right. Let's do this. We have his new logos. Oh. Which I don't think I like as much as the old logos, but it's not my business, so I don't care. Part of it is, of course, because I made the old logos. Adjustment, invert. There we go. I'll have to do some work on this to get it to the right spot. All right, team. That looks good. And what I can do is center this more now that we don't have that other piece on there. So we've got what we call safes on here. And my safes are this border, this border, this border, and that border. I can't go past those. Otherwise it'll get cut off at the printer. But trying to look at it all in a nice position to make sure that it looks clear and everything like that. It's always a little busy down here at the bottom, but we really like the dice. I don't think I can go over very far without, having to deal with this problem over here. So there's not much I can do about opening that up. I do feel like we could put another sort of black layer right here, which we wouldn't need to do a whole lot to give it just enough to darken it down just a little bit to pop his name and everything out on the card. Right? I mean, that just feels a little bit better. Just trying to kind of get the busyness out of there. There's a lot of busy going on in here, but he gets a lot of groundwork because of the fact that people see the dice down here and say, oh, "Are those dice?" So he gets a lot of return business because of that. I wonder if I could rearrange. Here's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Try this. And then I don't have to have that. I'll send that to him. What do you think? For now. I'll wait for him to reply. Switch over to here. A couple of jobs up at the same time, it's always a useful thing. Right? Got like quite a few jobs up at the same time. talking last night about idiosyncrasies and characters having sort of traits that they do repeatedly, something that we don't see very often in comic books, like an ongoing sort of, like in this case, she just chews on her thumb every so often, like, hey, kind of taking like that, sort of thing. Some people do that. So I was thinking we should canonize that a little bit and say that's just something she definitely does. And in that way, we have it sort of set in that when she's thinking, have her chewing on her thumb a little. Looks good. He likes it this way. I like it this way too. It's cleaner. One of my streams just jumped off a cliff. It's like as soon as I acknowledge this stream is bad, it except that it's not in fact resizing. That's all right. Hey, who needs it to resize, right? Weird. You're still here. This is in question. All right. No, not here. Not use this one. Use this one. Need to play this game. And the game is All right. Really? Can't. Thank you. That took way more effort than it needed to completely redo that. It was just like, really, 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 really. I had to keep redoing all of the emails. It was like, well, you've already done this email before. Why is it smaller? Now you make me worry about these things. Why is it red? It doesn't look that way on my proof. What's going on here? Okay, you know what? You clearly are having issues with this. So we'll switch your image to RGB color. Because I'm not liking that at all. Bork. Not only that, that's a different size. Like, better on the color, but still small. Why is it small? Why is it so small? 3.62, 3.62. It doesn't look distorted. Hmm. Hmm. At least that looks better when I did RGB. Means I probably should do the back as well the same way. Because clearly all of a sudden Vistaprint has decided to completely come unglued on these things. Why are they small? This is really weird and slightly distorted. I don't know. I mean, everything's still within safe, but still. And it doesn't look distorted, which is weird. Makes me worry a little bit. Well. There we go. All right. Cool. All right. And we say, all right. Oh my God. Using Vistaprint is always interesting. All right. Clear. No, because all I did was flip back and forth. No. All right. We can clear out of obnoxious land. Okay. Now, before we forget, we should bill. Otherwise, we'll forget, and then I will be like, why is it I'm never getting paid? Create invoice. Where's my standard invoices? Don't I have a standard one? Like a normal invoice? I guess I don't. There we go. There we go. Urete. Yeah. There we go. Invoice sent. We're done. All right, clear. Clear. Uh-huh. There we go. All right, back to work. Chang, deep in thought. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to think of idiosyncrasies. That's sort of what we wanted to do here. I was thinking about this, and we were actually talking about last night. Ken and I were the fact that characters in comics don't tend to have idiosyncrasies or traits. They don't tend to chew their thumb or whatever. And we were thinking that some of the best stuff that had come out of my comic was when Chang was messing with a coffee, and you had her fussing with the coffee. It was a very real and very human moment that felt really organic and real. And so I thought what she needs a repeated function that she does when she's thinking, like messing with her nails. She chews on her thumbnail or something like that. Especially Chang, who she's got PTSD to some degree, which, as somebody had once said, you don't get over PTSD, you just learn to deal with it, So it becomes sort of you just kind of do the best you can with what you've got. So that'd be an interesting thing to give her sort of a contemplative trait. It'd be a lot easier to deal with. I don't know who you are, but you can go to voicemail. Because today is not Thursday, yeah? But I don't have anything that's supposed to be done today. Which means that is invariably somebody who wants to sell me something. I don't need to be sold to at this time. Especially since I'm too nice of a guy to just hang up on people, which is really irritating because they'll sit there and go, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. They'll go, whoa, what about blah, 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 blah. I'm in the middle of a broadcast right now. Yeah, well, but just 5 minutes of your time. And, it kind of makes me go, I'll buy whatever you want. Just make me just go away. And then I'm like, wait, why did I do that to myself? Why? Anyway. Because I know these guys, they have to they're just trying to make a buck. And I get it. I appreciate it. I too wish to make money. There we go. And see, it's a very human thing. She looks very human, very normal, Phenomenal. There we go. And she looks pretty decently in thought. And that looks very life-like, weirdly said, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. Why is it that you can never actually do anything to the paper in this? Never understood that. Like, you can't draw directly on the paper in Clip Studio. It's really weird. Like, okay. All right, I'm going to call this one good. Then try to remember where the heck these are supposed to go. There we go. But one of the things that we were thinking about was that everybody should have maybe not a shtick, but a tick or I don't know, a thing where they should do the thing. All right, let's finish this guy too. That hand looks charming. Why don't you just take the same hand and do it the other direction? Like, just copy and paste this hand. Why overcomplicate this? Hermit. 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 You're like, there hasn't been a visitation by a cat in at least 2 hours. And there should be. You're feeling like we're not suffering from enough cat visitation, right? That's what you're thinking. That's what you're thinking. That's totally what you're thinking. And you know what you're thinking. It is totally what you're thinking. You're like, we haven't had a cat visitation in a while. It's been 3 hours since our last cat visitation. Oh yeah, what a cat. Oh yeah. What a cat. Oh yeah. He totally sidetracked by the cat. He's like, do not scratch your eyes. Scratch me. Scratch the cat. and biscuits. It's the George Power Hour. George being the power cat. The fuzzy cat wins again. I like when he sits here and he marches in place. He just sits there and like back and forth with his little paws. He's like, I'm marching in place. I have to march in place because I'm a cat. And that's what I do. I march in place. Yep. You're getting helloed from everybody on there. We can take a 2-minute cat break. And scritch the cat. All right. So how are you doing this morning? That's what I thought. That's what I usually feel like too. A little bit of headbutting never hurt anybody, huh? What do you all say? If there was ever proof that we worked really hard evolutionary wise so that you would be living in our house, it would be this. Right up until you knock my coffee over, at which time then I'll start wondering why in the world we let you in our house. Little weird cat, you. You're just a weird cat. That's what you are. Hmm. I'm going to stand up. We can snuggle some more, and then I'm going to let you go. Because we will need to get to work. You know that, right? We're just going to have to work. Has to happen. Work has to accomplish. And I know that you're like, oh, but I get scritches. I get that. I get that. Scritches are a thing. Scritches are important. It's a vital part of our existence is scritches. On the flip side, I have work to do. Scritches notwithstanding. I'll put you here. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing I'm not allergic to cat hair. Woo. You are a hairy beast. You know that? You are very hirsute. That's what you are. You're hirsute. Hirsute. Which is French for hairy. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm ready for those yet. The lingering tail. I feel like it's critical that the camera that TB has is like ancient. I think that adds to the humor value of the whole thing. I mean, not like the fact that the tennis ball has a hat isn't already funny, but you know. Dang it. In fact, now that I think about it, I think it's funnier if it was that. Like, it's completely unauthorized. This is a completely unauthorized biography. It makes it funnier in my book. Right there, it's like, that's silly. That wasn't what I wanted to do, but that's all right. There we go. Oh, it's Wednesday. I'm like, wow, she's really late leaving. And then I'm like, well, no, actually, it makes sense because it's Wednesday. She has a different schedule on Wednesdays. It's funny when drawing these characters. I find it so funny that like they seem so comfortable to me, and it's I can no longer see what they look like from the outsider's perspective. Like they all look friendly and warm, and I don't know whether they look friendly and warm to other people who've never met them before. Like I don't know. Do they? Or do they just look creepy? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder these things. I think these things through, and I'm like, well, you know, like when I started drawing Don Q back in the day, and this was long before that horror movie came out with the guy that has the big triangle head in some, I guess it's a horror game, but it was long before that. So I just made a character, and I've never really thought of that until recently when somebody had pointed out that isn't that like that whatever character guy from the horror game, and I'm like, no, I've never really made that connection. But if you play the horror game before you read my comic, you might perceive that. And I never thought about that until recently, which time I was like, well, that's a thing. How's that working for you? Weird cat. George is attacking the weird fluffy thing by being upside down so that you can look like he's glued to the ceiling. If you take the correct picture. Huh. can't ever seem to ever get my pens to work the way I want them to. They always do the thing where it's always little, really little, and then really thick, and then really, really little. Like there's never any in between. And everybody else gets these really nice, perfectly even gradients from thin to thick, and I end up with always the same way. And it's something in the way that I draw that makes it do that. And it's I don't know what's going on, but it's always something in the way that I end up drawing. But I end up with what looks like blops all the time, these blotches of ink, and it's aggravating. That's what it is. And if you're going to say, check your settings, I have checked my settings. And I get them set what looks right. And then we go back to this, where I'm like, and we're back to the same thing I have whenever I'm working with the Sakura pins, which is I just go draw a line, then I draw another line around it, and then another line, and then another line to make it look thicker in this area, and then thinner in that area. That's it. Hmm. You have joined me at a fortuitous time. I don't really know why it's fortuitous or foretolditist. They foretold that you will be here. I don't think your mic's working. Unless you really haven't said anything this entire time. Yeah, see, your mic's not working. Still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
I wonder if your mic just starts by default as muted.
No, I'm using a hub that's not very good.
Oh, yeah. It works.
Okay. So you were talking about how you can't get the perfect thick and thin lines?
Yeah, I have such a problem with it because I
Guys,
set it up and then...
guys, you're working in vector layers.
No, I'm
You
not,
don't have-
actually. I'm working in raster layers because I keep meaning to work in vector layers and then I don't. I know. Well, even Kat admits that they have problems with that.
I literally set up a button on my Wacom that allows me to press one thing and it makes it a vector layer.
But I mean, even if I were in vector layers, I still have the same problem.
But you have an easy cure in vector layers.
I do. And if I would just use the vector layer.
Because down here at correct line, which is hotkey Y.
I see. You already have like a very big thing. Like go through and
you can go to adjust line width and you can make it thicker and thinner.
Yeah, so like this.
Yeah.
I know what I'm supposed to do. I just don't do it. However, it does frustrate me that even in raster lines, it's aggravating that the pen, although it does look nicer in vector, but it aggravates me that even in the vector lines or the raster lines, it still feels like I get that effect.
Yeah, and you can mess with it in settings, but I've just found it's easier to go into vector and deal with it that way.
Yep. I like the fact that Brent's only comment here has been big sigh about me. It's not like the funny part is that we have been really working hard to sell the idea of vector layers, and here I am not using it.
That's like it could have had a V8 moment right there.
I know. Instead, I'm running a V6 with like one cylinder out, and
yeah. By the way, your next book for springs should be called Check Your Settings.
Yeah. God, this one could be Check Your Settings. I actually have the next Springs comic. I was watching a violin video this morning trying to figure out, because I'm the New Year's resolution is to learn violin. And I'm watching this video on how to position your fingers on the violin board. And so she's like, so first you need to, here is a King Soopers ad. And then you need to, here's an ad for Viagra. And then you need to, here's an ad for, I was like, I can't watch any of these things. This is like, oh my God.
That's totally a Springs comic right there.
Because, of course, the worst part is I'm putting my hands on the fretboard, and then I have to move my hand out here to hit skip ad. Then I put my hand back out on the fretboard. Then I have to click the skip ad. Then I have to... Now, actually, it's... You know what I do? I have ad blocker on this PC, but now I'm practicing the violin downstairs with my wife, who's practicing the bass. So I'm downstairs. It does work on YouTube. Totally works. Ad blocker? Yeah. Works 100%. I mean, unless they changed it last night, because I watched YouTube yesterday.
Hulu gets a bit snippy if you use it, though.
Yeah, YouTube hasn't complained yet. But I don't.
So if you couldn't tell,
I'm being nickeled and dimed to death. So I'm over. In order to not get ads, you just need to pay somebody else a subscription price. Because what's happening is we're out of money at the end of the month, and then we're like, why are we out of money? And then it turns out that we're paying like $300 worth of subscriptions all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's becoming the problem, is that we're being eaten alive by because I've got ADD. I don't remember what the hell I did. And of course, everybody does the classic, well, that's not our problem, that's your problem. Okay. Well, you've made it my problem, so my problem means that I don't do subscriptions ever. If you've made it my problem, I will solve it. And so,
but if you can't tell, I do listen to you in the morning and with the show. So.
Oh, I know you do. You've been commenting in here. I appreciate you coming in and telling me that I'm an idiot for not putting this in putting it in vector mode, because you're absolutely right. But it is still one of those, why did you do that? I don't know. And it's because the vector modes are weird and they make me kind of like, I don't know, uncomfortable or something. I don't know. There's a resistance to it for reasons. I'm not even sure what it is.
Oh my God, they gave me so much time. In fact, when I hit the raster mode, it's almost like drawing on the wrong layer. It physically hurts me.
Right? Well, and I think part of the problem is, A, I've gotten used to drawing in non-vector mode, so that's a thing. But B, the biggest reason I don't like it is because I have to, in order to color something, requires me to duplicate the layer, then rasterize one of them, then color it, then find out I did all the lines wrong, then I'm rasterized drawing anyway, which is a stupid complaint, but I think that's the reason why I'm having a problem with it, because it means I can't be, I have to be very, I have to be very discreet about working on line work, then coloring. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
So, I have two buttons.
Mm-hmm.
One button on my tablet is for vector layer. One button is for raster layer. All my line art is in vector. And when I go to color, I don't duplicate the line art. I do magic wand pen, turn off everything that is not the line art, and do refer to other layers. And then fill in, select all the areas for a color, and fill for that color.
Wait a minute. Say that again? Refer to other layer?
Yeah, go to the magic wand pen.
Hang on. Because this might be exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. Refer to all layers or selection. Refer to editing letter. Oh.
Refer to all layers.
And then I can make a new and do this. Oh.
And then turn off the layers that are not the line art.
Right.
Turn off visibility. Okay. Now, use the magic wand tool and select his fingers on the raster layer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see. Then you can just grab all of this like this. Or go like this and grab everything except him. Which will take some time. But it gets it. Because then I can go here, like do that, let's say. Which won't matter at this point without the background, but you can see, oh, they're ghosts. What's selection for referred layers mean?
You can actually set it up. So over on the layer property tab above the layers, or sorry, on the layer tab, see the lighthouse?
Yeah.
You can set like your line art as a reference layer. So if you're on the raster layer, you can
I get
refer.
First, let's undo this before I regret my life choices. Let's take you and make you the lighthouse layer. And then go here. Now, if I use the lighthouse layer, though, and hit refer other layers, I don't need to select. Because if you do that, if you make this the lighthouse layer and then hit here, I can do exactly what I was doing before, except that I don't have to mess with it. Right? So,
yeah,
like I can select like this. Right?
And now if you hit the paint bucket,
except that
let's say that that's the wrong color hand. No, we'll fill that all back.
Well, yeah, I need to. I had it wrong, but it still works, right?
I think you lost some line art.
I shouldn't have, because it. Oh, I did do it the wrong way. I was right the first time, which is you are. Wait, which one's the line art? You know what? Why don't you make this thing say line art? Damn it. There. Make this the reference layer. And make this, which is nothing, yes, the normal layer. And then line art there, you are there. And then I can go on this one and do this, 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 this. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
There we go.
Now, grab the paint bucket tool.
I am using the paint bucket tool.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. I don't need to fill. Like you were using the selection tool. You don't need to use the selection tool. I'm just using the paint bucket. Work, work, work,
yeah.
work.
Now, let's say that you needed to change all of that color.
Mm-hmm. And turn this off, and it'll probably be easier.
Over in the Tool Properties tab for the paint bucket, unclick Apply to Connected Pixels Only. Grab another color.
Right? And then I could just change them all.
And then, yep, boom, one shot.
No, I think that you may have saved me a ton of time right there. and probably solved my one gripe about the stupid vector tools, which is I hate the fact that I can't fill them. The problem is I'm going to need to remember these steps, but that's not a big deal. I just need to find myself my notepad thing and then write these steps out. These will work just fine. Okay. Use vector layer. When coloring.
Last half an hour, Can comes out of nowhere
What?
and begins a class on
Right. When coloring, well, I think this was the biggest problem, was that when I would go to color it, I would duplicate the layer to fill everything, and then it was so annoying because then I'd duplicate the layer, then fill it, and it would go, you can't because it's a vector layer, and I'd be like, oh god, I hate you. And so like it was like, ugh. So I think that was just enough resistance for me to not want to do it, and so it's fine. I'll just, when coloring, then on line art layer, then paint bucket set to refer to other layers. New layer. Oh, it says fill up to vector path. That should be another thing we should click. In fact, I think this is enough that I want to test this with not a line art layer that's stupid. So we'll set up this guy. And we'll just real quickly redraw just TB over here. We'll see what happens. Just real quick.
And I'm going to show you a technique with the lines
Mm-hmm.
that I'm seeing someone do that was very interesting.
Okay. I mean, this is a fast.
Yeah, no. And I'm about to show you a very fast thing.
Yeah, I'm just doing a fast drawing so I can test this. Okay.
Okay, hit Y.
Why not?
Hit adjust line width.
Yep.
Now you can have it go up, or you can have it shrink or expand.
Right.
I don't know what it defaults to. Uh, so you can choose thicken or narrow. Start tapping the line. Yeah. Don't even drag it. Tap it.
Oh, I'm simplifying.
I know. Oh, you're simplifying. Okay, go to the adjust line.
I know. Hang on. I was just simplifying. Yes.
Okay, now tap the line.
Yep.
Let's find a line you don't like. And with that tool, you can tap it and have it start going down. Or you can bring up something else.
I always like the little trimmy thing I can do too. No. Must be that one then. No. There. I'm kind of going a little off your beaten path there.
Okay,
let's test this thing.
Okay, go to Y. Because I'm trying to show you something important.
Okay.
Go to adjust line width.
Yeah.
Okay. Now select a part of the line that you want to either thicken or thin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now start tapping it with your pen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing you tap
it. I'm trying to make it big enough that you could see.
Okay, there you go. But see how it's bringing it out?
Uh-huh.
You can select the line and you can get the end, or you can just get little sections and you can.
Yep. Yeah, I see that.
So.
And that actually is really cool because it gives like this ink blot feel to certain areas. This actually was I was mimicking the way that Mikimoto does his stuff, because it looks very much like he just taps like randomly along the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he'll tap here and then he'll tap here, and it makes the pen look like it's like all squirrely.
And now you can do the fill thing.
Yeah. All right. So we'll tap here. We'll set for that. And on this path, we'll set that one as the reference layer, and this is the fill layer. Set for a yellowish color. Apply to connected pixels, because in this case we want that. Now, see, that didn't work. Let's try this again. Refer to other layers. This layer is set for the reference. This layer.
No, it's set for not other layers, set for reference layer.
Yep. No, I mean, it's like I had them backwards. I had this one set for the reference layer and this one not. So, but that worked perfectly.
So, there you go.
Well, no.
Anyways, I gotta get going, so I'm gonna hop off.
I gotta go lunch.
Oh no! Some user just showed up, and we were like, "It's time for us to go now."
Anyways, I'll catch you later.
See you later, Can. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Some user. Oh noes. I'm sorry, but I'm hungry and it's lunchtime. However, see if I can find one real quick. I'll find one for you. Yeah, it'll take me a second to find one, but I might be able to find. I've been trying to sort stuff so that it's less confusing. Let's see if this works like it's supposed to. Maybe. It may or may not. We'll see. Those numbers aren't right anymore. Huh, don't try to call me at that number. It won't work. I haven't had that number in a long time. For the most part, yes. Yeah, this is from 2005. It's been a while. You'd think I would have done better by now. But anyway, yeah, that was... so I was in college up to 2005. So 2001, 2-ish, 2002-ish to 2005-ish. And that was my demo reel coming out of college at the very beginning of the turn of the millennium. But back then, most of the computer model stuff was really new on the market and very difficult to use. So there's a whole lot of no computer stop. Thank you. So most of that was really difficult at the time to operate and things like that. So it was more of a problem child. So yes, but I made everything pretty much myself in that entire thing, and I had to because of course that was the whole point. So yeah, there you go. That was what I was doing in 05 back in the day. After that, I worked with Starship Farragut on their animated episodes because they have 2 animated episodes, Power Source and The Needs of the Many, I believe. And there are 2 animated episodes they did for a while there, and that was cool. And then I did my own version of animated stuff. I don't know if I've got that more, which was starting along but didn't get very far. And I don't think I have the animation for it anymore. I wish I had, but I don't think I do. Yeah, I mean, that's actually something that that's good night or goodbye, Brent. I will go get lunch too in a minute, and I'll see you tonight. But that's also something that like, for example, I just lost her name, who's here a lot. Melon. That's what she does. Is these animated avatars. But I mean, that's certainly something I could do. It wouldn't be a bad thing. It wouldn't be bad at all. So, but yeah, some user, if you want to, tomorrow I'm going to be only doing a short show from 9 to like 9:50 tomorrow morning. So I won't be able to do a full show tomorrow. But today I will, but I can, if you're with me from the 9 o'clock hour, which I don't know what time that is for you. I think that becomes because that's like 3 o'clock your time, 3 in the afternoon, which maybe you still are at work or whatever. But yeah, if you can join me then, about 2 hours ago. Yes, thank you, Brent. No, whatever it was 2 hours ago. I'll be broadcasting from about 9 to about 9:50-ish, give or take, tomorrow. So I can talk to you then if you want, and that'll be fine. So, but in the meantime, I am going to have to go now because I've got to go get lunch. So I will talk to you tomorrow. And I'm so sorry, some user. I feel kind of bad. You dropped in just as I was about to kill the stream. Yeah, it's about the time you get home. I'm out next week because I'm going to go visit with my sister in San Antonio. So there will probably not be morning streams next week, but the week after, I'll be back. So, once we get back from San Antonio, I'll be back here. What is that? March 27th, 26th, 27th. I'll be back at the night stream on 26th, and then Monday morning, the 27th, I'll be back. So I will. You're welcome. You're welcome. And we could talk animation if you want. And there are much better tools now than there were when I was doing the animation back then. That was all hard done. That was like rough stuff. So cool. And for everybody else, appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for being here, Brent, and sticking with me. And we've had, all kinds of great stuff going on today. And I will talk to you. I'll be back on tonight. And until then, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.